do this, so I'll just show you that. I'm Jay, by the way. This is the men's side. Very similar to the women. However, you'll see there are some differences. There are more coaching, philosophical differences, also interior design differences. They have it, I don't. And so, and cool. I think the biggest key is, just coloring. You saw theirs was white. You know when you're on the men's side, it's a little bit darker wood, a little more traditional wood. So those are things. We are showcasing our champions and things that the guys have done, and which I'm proud of, and so we've had a chance to do that. A really cool graphic. I give our brand people a great birdie clap. All these are actual just photos that make it look like they're hand painted, and I think that's cool. Instead of just having a bunch of pictures up and all, and so. As you'll see a little bit in here, we actually did turn this into a full service, you want to call it a weight room or get it on a little bit. So we will actually do workouts in here. Our guys will do extra stuff. We'll have team stuff in here, especially in the off season. It was designed by one of the, it was actually Justin's and Tiger Woods' strength instructor. He's a good friend of mine. He designed this room. It's very similar to the tour truck on the PGA Tour. And so we will create programs for our guys for extra work, for teamwork. And then they also have a place if they want to come. Some people really love to work out. Mm-hmm. And so we wanted to make sure we had that. We wanted to give all of our guys a chance to do, this is what the tours are like. That's basically what we're doing. Here it is. This is what they do. This is how they practice. We're giving them everything to continue so when they get to the tour, it just keeps on moving forward. So.
Will the guys still have structured workouts in Malmore?
Yes, always. Yeah, we have 2 days a week now, 3 days in the winter. But yes, we'll believe in that. Want them to be in college, but we wanted to give them another incentive place to do. Some like to get a little extra in. We'll do a lot more flexibility in here instead of so much of the weights in there. I'm looking forward to the relax room. I got a chair coming for that. It'll be nice. I'll be a nap in there eventually, but I kid. But it's actually a pretty cool place. Like the ladies, a little bit different though. As you can tell, the room is just has a little bit of design here or there. The square footage is the same how we do it. They have their kitchen a little bit more open part of it. Ours is off in its own room. We have a cold tub in the back. It's at 45 degrees, I think, 46, 45 degrees, I believe. It's in the back. Once again, trying to get to what I call the recovery. We have a relax room. We have all the things that I would say a guy has when he's on tour. He gets done. He may go into a cold tub, get that done. He may go in and do an extra workout or stretch or flexibility thing. Maybe it was a stressful day or whatever. We take them in. They have the Normatechs. We put them in a relaxed chair, basically a zero gravity chair. You shut the door, dim it, put the music. We'll call it a mental free moment, whatever it may be. Golf is a hard game. It'll kind of make things hard. So creative, this is their space. This is their club room. This is their room. Really cool. We'll have some dinners in here, which is great. They bring their lunches or we'll do it in there. But you always are just a step away from where you want to go. Thank you. Yeah. And then back here, you can see the lockers. I think, that's how, I'll wait until everybody gets here. We have two lockers. We have their club storage locker. Then this is their personal in here. The biggest thing in here is with their name. I wanted their hometown to be on here. I think it's always important to know where you're from. And always know that. My hometown's on there, and I'm proud of that. My dad always reminded me, always told me, know where you're from. If you remember where you're from, you always know where where you came from. You know where you can go. And so it keeps your feet on the ground, and I think that's just one little small thing instead of just names. Everybody does that, but that's my story. And then we have like I said, a cold tub in here. We had a couple guys just get out of it, actually. They play today, they get in. We have 45? Yeah, 45. Just cold enough to make your toes feel like they're about to fall off. You know, it's funny, this, kind of an endorphin type thing, our guys love it. I've been in here where there's been 6 guys and you're about to freeze to death after they, especially after a hot day in the summer. But it really does when you do this and then you contrast that, for your back and all the things. It really does do a great job. Clark, our training staff, does an incredible job working with our guys, creating plans. Why is this important? It's not just to get in there and feel like you're about to freeze to death. That's what I feel like. But it actually takes a lot of soreness away. You think about these guys are doing reps every day, almost 11 months a year, all day and all of that. And so eventually, even though they're young, there's inflammation. Just another little small thing to make sure our boys are okay. You got it going? I know you are. Oh,
Jay, I asked Mick the same question. In your opinion, how uncommon is it for a college program to have a dedicated space just for the players and not sharing with the club?
I think it's, a lot of people have done their own practice facilities, and we had ours at the Page, and the Gary Page Golf Center was awesome. So there are a lot of those. To this extent, no one. And in the new world we live in, I don't think it'll, even in the keep up with the Joneses mindset, I just don't think anybody's going to be able to do it or want to do it within the new thing we did it. So you have a lot of people have their own practice facility or their own space, but to do it to what everything that we've done it, I don't think anybody has or can. Are we good?
Yeah, I just wanted me to reset it. I'm gonna get back connected.
So basically what this is, we put some of these you'll see that they'll go up to about 3 feet. You see, he's moving it now. I don't know what he's moving it to. And so eventually we're waiting on ours to come from Germany. It's called a putt view or whatever. We'll actually have a camera. We'll come down, create the arc. What do we have right now?
So right now it's set, this is just gonna be a, let me get it right
Did
here.
you do 70s putt at St. Andrews?
I will, but just for example, this is right to the left at 1%.
So
Hold on, Coach, get that ball.
I'm doing. Is it not working yet?
Yeah, it's on.
Excuse
So-
me, before he starts.
So
It
basically,
just moved 1% here.
so the green goes like this. And so you've seen all these people go like this and they do all this kind of stuff. You can actually train in here. 1%, that means that's the one finger. When you see people do fingers, they're actually doing percentage of the ground going down there. So we have 1% this way. So am I good to get on?
Yes.
See that one? Okay.
We
Now,
got 1%
and
right
so
to the
then
left.
right to left.
Yes.
So it's not my putter. Don't make, okay, I'm on video. So this should putt from right. This should break just slightly from right to left.
I like it.
I'll move it.
And
Try again?
So I give him a harder one now.
here we go.
Now we're gonna move over.
He wants me to humble myself.
Now it's gonna tilt to 3%.
So you can see now, so a guy would come up here, do his thing, he would feel it, you can train your feet. I don't do this, but you start seeing people who do that. And then eventually this winter we'll have a camera and a video system that will actually draw the line. And so now you match your eye and all of that. And so we can come in here. So this is 3%.
That's right.
Okay.
Come on, Jay.
Hit the wall. And so you can do fun things in here too. Like I said, you come and train. Forrest, Coach Schultz, and a player with, everybody putts bad. Have you ever noticed that? I putt bad. I'd play good if I could putt good. Very few people say I putt great, I hit it terrible. And so you can come in here and we can put things together with all of this. And the next thing you know, how do you aim or whatever? We have lasers. And then we can program, there are things that we change. This is what worked, ball position, aim, how does the club? And so when he comes in, he can open that and just hit his name on there and it will light up to here and it will set him up to make this putt on a 3%. That makes sense, meaning it'll start drawing, let's just say Jay Seawell lines that will put the ball here, put your left foot here, put your right foot here. This is what you program it. At 5%, it's telling you how to get your feet and do that. anything you can do just to keep reminding you what you need to do. Are you gonna put like,
I put Tigers, this is Tigers US Open putt at Torrey Pines, just to simulate the one he made.
has it got bumpy too? Do I need to change all the greens?
It's just the exact slope that he was at.
That's that's it?
That's it.
I think it was about 9 feet. 10 feet.
When we get the lasers, it'll actually put it on the laser where you should go.
So this is Tiger's putt at the US Open.
There you go.
Nothing to it, Tiger. So, and then, of course, next thing you know, you create games. We are playing with young people. You know, golf should be fun. It should have a little energy to it, because it's going to kick you in the stomach every day with this one.
Double breaker.
Okay. All right. So I'm going, how much to the right and how much to the left?
It's about 3 and 3.
So it's straight then.
Kind of, yes.
Okay. From this angle, maybe a little more, whatever.
Go.
So, yeah, so we can do all kinds of stuff, and that line may look like this or whatever, and so those are the things we do in there, and like I said, it simulates, it's got, you know, Tiger's putt, like, which is cool for kids, not much anymore, they don't even know who he is. World goes fast, guys, long days, short years, but, and so, but it's really cool, and like I said, the biggest thing is, I think the hardest, you know, there's 3 things to putting, can you see it, can you hit it, and then what's your speed to that? Can you see the line? Can you hit the line? And what's your speed to that? This gives us a chance to kind of put those 3 things down in form, in a lab. But the part that's unique about this, little things that I'm actually really proud of, is ground level. If you've ever gone to a facility that has something like this, you can go to Ping. I've done it. They're all built off the floor. They're built, you know, they're built on the ground, and then they're built up, and so you step up, and so when you're doing it, you're actually 4 feet. I would be standing, you know, 3 feet off the ground. But there's something about ground level that feels like it's a little more natural. You know, so we dug out and did little things like that. We dug the slab out and did all of that so that we could put this in here. And so little things, just trying to get, you know, that 1% edge that you need to get. And so it's really cool. Looking forward to the other stuff coming in. I guess it's coming this winter.
Yeah, we'll have a whole laser system.
You know, you know, I showed you the differences in the color. They don't have a workout room like we did. You know, there's little things like my office is a lot smaller because I wanted a cold tub and things like that, and they have little things. But both our teams have everything they need.
Any questions of Coach, or, you know, Coach was obviously very involved with Justin and Trey Molinax and some of our former players coming back and helping out with the design. So if you have any questions on that, or Coach Forrest here.
Yeah, Coach, without getting into specific recruits, what has been their feedback?
Word sick comes out a lot, you know, and so it's good. So that's good. You know, it has helped us get in the game of some people maybe we wouldn't normally get into. You still got to win. You still got to recruit. You're still going against some of the best teams. Our conference is, you know, great in golf as it is in every sport. You can imagine in golf, you know, it's added in Texas and Oklahoma. You know, there's 14 teams that legitimately can win right now. And that doesn't mean the other 2 aren't any good. We had those conversations with his coaches, and we're like, man, there's 14 teams in our league that could win the league. It's just how good the league is. And so it's word sick. People looking at it, you know, when we did the video that went viral in June, I think it's had millions of views, that's always good. You know, we live in a world where how many clicks you have and do that, you know, that. And so we've had a lot of guys want to come and see it. We're still a couple of years away from, I would say, it maturing. I would still think the biggest thing though is most people didn't think it would happen. Still don't believe it would happen. They're shocked that it's this far along. I mean, like there's a lot of people who drive through and almost think it's still going to have a bunch of dirt and we're still a year or 2 away. And so that's the things we're having to get over. But we're also another year or 2 away from this really maturing. Golf course wise, grass wise, y'all walked outside, everything is great, but nothing, you know, all the grass is 12 weeks old. And so golf courses, you know, it's tight as we mow things and as hard as we do things, it makes it pretty tough. So 2 and 3 years from now, I think as it continues to go, I think what I'm impressed with, forget recruiting for a minute, is what it's doing for our current players. Right. That's what we do with our, you know, that's all I tell recruits. I'm just going, it's turned this player into a better player. Why? not, you know, there's a lot of good coaches. We have just what I showed you, the little 1 to 2, 3% things. That's what I'm excited about. We've only been here a month. I mean, literally, we've only been working a month here. And so we probably only have had 5 practices, utilizing the whole facility. So we're just in the infant stages of it, but it's really cool to see how the players, you know, like I said, we have a performance area in the back, and I mean, to a man, almost everybody just said, this is a game changer. I've never practiced this way in my life. They know they gotta practice that way. They understand the conceptual part of how you should get better as a player, but it's hard to simulate that, and that's what we're giving our players. So eventually, I'm hoping that trickles down to those really good players.
Are you still wrapping your mind around how you want players to split their time around here?
You live here. And, no, you know, I think, you know, the part I enjoyed, like yesterday we finished playing another golf course in town. We came back here, people came back, they hit a few balls, got their computers out, went in the room, did a little studying, ate some food, you know, and did that, played a little ping pong and all. And so I do believe it gives everybody a chance to, you know, to have a little camaraderie. You know, golf is played on a really big field. They're competing with each other, of course, every day. Even more, even though it's a team, they're all trying to individually make that 5-man team. And so I think it does give a chance for kids to me, from an collegiate experience that you hope, you know, lasts a lifetime.
For you personally,
You wear your heart on your sleeve. Does it mean a little bit more that your former players contributed so much to this?
Absolutely. You know, I can't wait till when Justin comes back. He has not seen the final product. He was in the middle of the dirt with us, and I'm excited. We've had a lot of them come back that have been here. We had David Shore here was yesterday, who plays on the Corn Ferry Tour, and he came back and said, he just called and said, I want to see it. I've got, my phone is buzzing. There's 2 or 3 alumni in town that want to see it. But Davis goes, this is the talk of all of the tour. So the good players are talking about it on the PGA Tour. Is this real? How is that? How did they do it? And I just tell us Bama. And we don't try to give them the ingredients, we just Bama. And remember that was Allen used to say, they said Bama does. You know, nobody does that, Alabama does. But that being said, but yeah, it's a place where I think the people from, like I said, yesterday all the way to our current players on tour, we have 9 guys on tour, we're very proud of that. It's going to give them a chance to come back. If they want to practice full-time here, like Dunlap will keep an apartment in town and has practice out here a little bit, and which I think is great. And so to have their feedback, what do we need to do? As I said, 3 years from now, we're going to hopefully be mature. The massage what they think too, because they're the best players. They see things that maybe even a coach won't see, that maybe will even improve it. So it's really nice.
you've been with the university for quite some time. Have you noticed the facility maybe give you a new energy for the job?
Yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, it's my 23rd year. And so it has, because like far as I can see what it's doing for the kids. I can see this energy. Coach, can you, will, and all those, you know, most of our business is them asking us. We are dictating some things. That's what coaches do. We demand things. That's what coaches do. But in the end, will you, can you, all of that, we now have a place where when they ask that, and they're asking it a little bit more, that does add a little, you know, that's why you get in, that's why you become a coach.
Anything else for Coach Seawell?
Thank y'all for coming.
That's right.
Yeah.